Get over here!
Okay, what do you have? And where can you reach? Okay, that guy's just got an iron bow, so I'm not too concerned about that. What do you got? Steel lance, spear, and devil axe. Okay, I think we're just going to move here, and we're going to have Loot heal Ross a bit. Here's an interesting question for you. So we've been playing D&D a lot. Not you and I together, mind you, but you and I both
We have both been playing separate games of D&D a lot, though.
Yes. An interesting question popped up recently that got me curious.
Okay.
So, all characters, for the most part, when you're building a character in D&D, have, like, size categories, and most of them are, like, medium.
Yeah, usually, medium is the size for, like, a human being.
Mm-hmm. If you were to make a character in a different category that's not medium, what would you do?
My first thought is I would want to do some sort of half-giant.
Oh!
And, well, actually, first let me say, I have made multiple characters who were size category small.
Okay.
Gnomes are small, goblins are small, halflings are small. So I had a gnome. My first ever character was a gnome bard named Festi.
Right.
I had a goblin ranger named Feeble. Feeble the Fierce. I had, in the one campaign we played in together in Sheikah's campaign.
Oh, yeah.
I was playing Shylock, who is a halfling cleric. So yeah, there's a lot of choices for small, actually, but not so easy to pick characters who are size category large.
Yeah, especially because, like, that gets into, like, a numbers game where, like, it might be a little bit problematic for one reason or another, because on the one hand, characters who are size category large tend to be a lot stronger.
Yeah.
But at the same time, a lot more cumbersome. That's the main, that's the main issue.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of places they can't get into. They're going to be large targets.
Mm-hmm.
There are some races, depending on what version of D&D you're playing, that will have, like, powerful build or something like that, where, like, centaurs and orcs and Goliaths all sometimes, under certain conditions, are considered large for the purpose of, like, carrying capacity or something like that.
Right.
But are medium for, like, the main mechanics of the game.
Oh, okay, okay.
Or, like, I think there's, like, things for orcs in some versions where, like, while grappling, you're considered a large unit for the sake of determining escape DC.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, what?
Shot a laser.
What was that?
I think it was a laser.
I know it was a laser. I'm saying, why did it happen? Hello?
Okay, I'm getting on Dr. Internet here.
Suddenly, laser.
After you get to the top of any one of the 6 staircases with at least one unit, a bolt of light will speed past either the far left or right stairs. Any unit caught will be dealt with 10 damage. The bolt of light alternates each turn, left to right, right to left, and so on.
Got it. Interesting.
Does that... I'm not sure if that means that it's going to go...
I think it's this.
To the far left, or if
this.
it's going to go one over next turn, so it's going to be on the same plane as Gilliam.
I think it's the far left and the far right, because there's no, like this is just a straight shot all the way through, as opposed to this, where there's, like, a wall here.
Yeah. So I guess let's try to avoid...
the far left and the far right at this point, yeah.
So yeah, off the top of my head, I could picture doing some sort of, like, half-giant, maybe like a half-giant druid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking of sort of a, like, Hagrid kind of situation where he, like, takes care of animals, but he can take care of really big animals because he can just kind of manhandle them.
Nice. Okay, this guy's got a Devil Axe, which, while I doubt he's going to be able to kill anyone outright, that's still a bit dangerous. What do you have? Steel Axe. What do you say? Who do we want here? I'm thinking Vanessa with a Iron Sword.
Yeah, let's do that.
Alright, then. And then we'll have Erica deal with this.
Kill the archer.
Well, she can't.
Hit the archer pretty hard.
This is one case where I actually might be willing to use a charge of Siegeland just to get out of the way. Especially because, like, if we keep letting this thing take pot shots, she's going to eventually get in range of that shadow shot.
Yeah, okay.
Might as well get rid of it now. So for me, I had this concept a while ago. Never came to fruition, also because like it's just way too hard to like actually implement it properly.
Yeah.
Is a pixie.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, so like a tiny character that's a pixie that might like have like obviously no strength, no like you know like constitution or anything. Like you could probably squish this thing like a bug, but the idea would be she would have access to like some very useful like support and or like evocation spells. She's basically like sitting on like someone's shoulder, like maybe his or her caretaker or something.
Yeah.
And like she would like buff like her allies by flying from one ally to another and like casting like bull strength or things like that.
I had an
or,
NPC
like, you know,
kind of
like occasionally
like
cast
that once.
Firebolt.
Ooh. That's a good one. You know what I'm thinking might be a good one is make her a rogue, but make her an arcane trickster.
Ooh.
Because also as a rogue, you get sneak attack damage
that
has nothing to do with your strength stat.
That's true, actually.
And also your damage scales off of dexterity, so you can still be, like, really stabby.
I also kind of like the idea of Arcane Trickster in being like, oh, hey, like, you are a little pixie rogue, so you pick locks by literally climbing into the lock and disabling the device from within.
Nice.
Like, that would be kind of neat. Again, though, like, you kind of run the risk of, like, your character getting eaten for breakfast because it's a pixie.
Yeah, you... Probably a lot of things could one-shot you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had an NPC named Cricket once, but they were an arcane trickster, but they were a rogue. Okay,
Aha!
So I think it's just going to be the far left and far right.
I am fine with that. I am perfectly fine with that. Okay, I want to start baiting that shadow shot.
Can we throw something? Well, go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe Ephraim can throw something at that one guy and then Vanessa can move up to bait.
Well, Ephraim doesn't have a ranged weapon right now, unfortunately.
Can you grab one from Vanessa?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay. Gilliam can kill this guy right now and grab that rune sword.
That's gonna be 38 damage, yeah.
Real quick, though. He will be in range of Shadow Shot, though, if he does.
Well, he'll be the only person there, so I don't think Shadow Shot would one-hit kill.
And if it does damage him, Artur's right there for heals.
Yeah.
I think this is worth the risk.
Yeah, I think that's fairly safe.
Let's go. Nice, Gilliam.
Horse Slayer? I am no horse.
But I am your slayer. Rune sword, baby. Nice.
The king says I could be a bit of a workhorse sometimes. What can I say? If you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
This is true.
Not that I love killing, but I love guarding things. Just kind of standing in a place, taking up space.
Okay, this guy's actually pretty beefy. It's a problem. Never mind. And I think Vanessa might be able to finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing with Cyclops. They are beefy dudes.
There you go. Unless you'd rather pull her back and do this with Myrrh.
Do you think that's worth it?
Not really, but
I think we can.
yeah, let's do this because
here's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm still afraid of that like 3%. So I'm just gonna plant her,
okay.
and we'll see how Gilliam does with that shadow shot. In the meantime, yeah, these guys are gonna have to go around and like come up this way anyway to get up there. So that's the main problem with that whole laser thing.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see the problem here.
Yeah, so they're gonna have to hurry for us to be able to time it around the laser.
Okay, here's the good news though. This laser just went off. So, I believe these guys are free to, do what they need to. The problem is that guy's got a killer lance. That is dangerous. So,
I think we should just let them come down for now.
Yeah, he is approaching, so we can kind of just do that.
Yeah, we'll get them on the next cycle.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually have Erica join them.
Okay.
And these guys can continue dealing with this Cyclops. Alright, let's see how Shadow Shot does.
Maybe a Cyclops, but you're no X-Man.
Man, Cyclops is a great character. Dude, so many people were so upset that he didn't make it into Marvel 3.
Yeah, very underappreciated X-Man, in my opinion.
Really? I figured Cyclops would be one of the more popular ones.
I feel like I mean, everybody loves Wolverine more, and they're usually the two, like, rival leader characters.
I will grant you that.
And Cyclops kind of has to be the lawful good to Wolverine's chaotic good.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm starting to, like, she didn't move, but I think it's because she has to, I think she didn't attack because she has to move. Something tells me that she's just gonna plant there and do Shadow Shot.
Yeah, okay.
So, we can plan around that, then. Okay, this laser just shot, so... I think we have the luxury to do this right now.
Yeah.
Poison Sword. Okay. I think I recall us having this conversation, but, what was your favorite X-Men again?
Nightcrawler, hands down.
Yep. Nightcrawler's a very, very easy second for me. If I had to pick my favorite X-Men, it would be Gambit.
Gambit's great. Gambit's
just got that cool factor.
Yeah,
you know?
he's definitely in my top 5.
Mm-hmm.
I really like Shadowcat, Kitty Pryde.
Oh yeah, that's one X-Men I don't hear a lot about.
Yeah.
Real quick, by the way, what's your resistance, Loot? Well, you're a bit damaged is the problem.
We're gonna have a laser that turn on that row.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but like it's 10 damage. I think they can manage this.
Okay.
Like, I'm not too afraid of that killer lance, but it's still a killer lance.
Yeah.
So, I ain't taking chances here.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, one thing we can do to make sure that loot stays on the level is this. Let's actually, put away, Fimbulventor for now.
And get a vulnerary.
Yeah. We have them, we might as well use them.
Yeah. Oh, Hank McCoy the Beast.
Oh,
love
Beast
that
is
guy.
great. Beast is wonderful.
Colossus, love that guy.
I love how they portray him in the Deadpool movies.
Yeah.
Like, Colossus is just wonderful. Speaking of which, like, yeah, I'm gonna give, like, genuine, like, praise to Deadpool as well. Like, hilarious character.
Yeah.
Is he a parody character? Yes. Is he an entertaining parody character? Absolutely.
I think a lot of people don't even understand what makes Deadpool so funny.
What do you mean by that?
Like, he's not just like, OMG, so random, like... I don't know, I see a lot of people try to, like, do their own versions of Deadpool and not really achieve the same thing that Deadpool achieves.
Oh, I get it. So,
like, he's not just like, yeah, chimichanga, like...
Like, there's
a logic to the character.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's actual method to his madness.
Yeah, and, like, he is mad, but... Yeah, Deadpool can be great.
Yeah, like, he's mad for a reason.
Yeah, he's not even an X-Man most of the time.
Sorry, I'm just, like, checking if, like, there's any other things that we need to worry about. Doesn't look like it, so I am willing to just... Another one?
Guess so.
Okay, I'm fine with 2 rune swords. I'm willing to put Vanessa in the line of fire of that shadow shot just so we can start getting it out of the way.
Yeah, she could take some shadow shots.
Mm-hmm.
Obscure X-Man that I like a lot is Longshot.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of Longshot.
He's a cool one.
I'm not too familiar with him, admittedly.
So he comes from another dimension, actually. He actually comes from the same dimension as Mujo, who's that big guy with the spider legs.
Got it.
Who's trying to turn everything into a television show.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So his power is that he's lucky.
Okay.
He a lot like Domino, but just kind of different. He has chance manipulation powers, which I think only work if he believes what he's doing is for the best.
Oh, right. He's
okay.
Fine. Sorry.
Glad we dodged that.
I mean, he wasn't exactly in danger to begin with, but, you know...
Well, if he took that and then he took the laser.
Ah, good point. See, this is why we need to be careful, people. But the laser's on that side, though.
Oh. My bad.
Still, thank you for being careful about that. Let me actually check something. Shadow Shot is a range of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so as long as we get out of there,
yeah,
like, and up here, we're fine. Okay, here's what we can do. We can, like, move these two up here, and they can deal with this guy with a steel sword.
Perfect.
Okay, got it.
One over, maybe, so that she doesn't get lasered.
Good call. I never actually, looked into it too much as I would have liked, but one X-Men I actually would like to know more about is Jubilee.
Yeah, Jubilee's cool.
Yeah, I feel like I don't hear about her enough.
Last time I checked, she was a vampire in the main Marvel comics.
What?
She got turned into a vampire.
What?
Yeah.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and... Okay. Explain!
I don't know the details. One of their enemies who was a vampire bit her, and she became a vampire, but, like, she's still... Jubilee, she's still on the side of good.
Like, when you have a character like Jubilee, obviously.
Yeah.
But, like, interesting.
Yeah.
2, 6, 7, yeah. I'm just gonna plant Vanessa here. Just to, hopefully get that out of the way as soon as possible. Oh, why am I putting all of them in?
I don't know.
Whatever. They're not gonna die. I'll make sure that they get topped off later. It's easy to forget these mechanics, admittedly. Cute. I don't care about the weapon triangle anymore. You should. But, results are results. Still quite a bit of damage. But she survives it, and that's really all I care about. Nice.
There's a pretty funny Elseworlds story. So at one point in Marvel Comics, something that kind of branched off into another alternate universe in the grand multiverse that is Marvel. So Frank Castle, who is the Punisher.
Yes.
It was basically came out of what if Frank Castle... Because his whole thing is like, oh, I'm not going to obey the law, but I'm going to be a vigilante and kill the people who do bad things.
Right.
Like, even though that makes me a bad person, like, somebody has to do it.
Yeah, it's like, no one else is gonna get their hands dirty. Might as well be me.
And because of that, he's often at odds with a lot of other superheroes. But,
I recall, like, there's actually a couple of really, really cool instances where he has some conversations about Batman with that.
Yeah.
And I actually find Punisher really, really cool, personally.
Yeah. So this was a universe where what if Frank Castle was the one offered to become the Ghost Rider?
Really?
So, first there's this story about Frank Castle becoming Ghost Rider. And the same way that Johnny Blaze did, the guy who's Ghost Rider in the main universe.
Right.
He did Mephisto's bidding for a while, punishing the souls of the damned and bringing people to hell and all that. Before eventually being like, well, I don't want to work for the devil, and emancipating him from that, and then being, you know, one of the edgier superheroes.
Kind of a Spawn situation going on there.
But Frank Castle kind of kept amassing power, and eventually he becomes, like, the Ghost Rider on, like, a cosmic scale. They call him the Cosmic Ghost Rider, because he is driving his flaming motorcycle through space.
Right.
Now, they told a few more stories with this guy, including one where basically, I think this might have been part of the inciting incident where he decided to stop working for the people who were telling him to do things, but he was given a chance to go back in time and kill Thanos as a baby.
Oh!
To prevent all the things that Thanos would do.
Right.
But instead of doing that, he, like, took Thanos just as a baby and is like, I'm going to raise this kid and I'm going to raise him to be good. So you got the Punisher, except he's Ghost Rider, in space with baby Thanos. So, I haven't even gotten to the part where it's crazy yet.
And not that that's crazy already, but yeah, go on.
So a lot of characters take issue with this, of like, look, you don't understand the timeline, dude. That's Thanos. We gotta do something about him. He's always going to be evil. And Frank Castle's like, nah, I don't. I was a Punisher, but I don't believe in punishing people before they've done the crime. So Cable shows up.
Oh, boy.
Cable shows up from the future, as he does, because he's usually a time traveler.
It's Cable.
Yeah. And says, horrible things are going to happen if Thanos is allowed to live, so I'm coming to take Thanos from you, and I'm going to kill him. And he comes with this... So first he fights Frank Castle, and Frank Castle wins, but before Frank Castle could deal the killing blow to him, Cable activates his time travel device again and disappears. Then he reappears 5 years older. He went back to his time, lived out 5 years of his life, amassing a team, and he shows up with the most ridiculous team ever.
Oh my God.
So this is his team of X Factor in his alternate future, okay? First you have Captain Marvel, who is actually Kamala Khan serving as Captain Marvel, and she has Captain America's shield.
Ay, madre mia.
Then you have Duckernaut, who is Howard the Duck, using the Ruby of Sidorak that gave Kane Marco his power and turned him into the Juggernaut. So it's Howard the Duck as Juggernaut.
Oh my God.
Duckernaut. Then you have Iron Groot, who is Rocket Raccoon piloting a mech suit made of Groot.
Oh my God.
And then you have Jubilee.
So this whole conversation was going back to Jubilee.
And that's the team.
Oh my God.
And it's like presented exactly that way, of like, it gives you these like long descriptions of each one, and then and Jubilee.
Yeah, I'm here too.
Hey guys!
Why Jubilee?
Here to kill Thanos? We don't know, because we never go to that universe.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
It doesn't tell us about the rest of them, but throughout the fight, every time they beat up Cable enough, he disappears, shows up again 5 years older with a bunch of other ridiculous characters, and they don't name all of them, but he just keeps showing up with other teams all the trying. So from Cable's perspective, he's trying this every 5 years, but from our perspective, he just keeps showing back instantaneously but he's rapidly aging.
Right.
Ridiculous comic.
That is hilarious.
So good. Thanos grows up to be a pretty cool guy.
Hey, so Castle was right all along.
Yeah, and then you have, like, big old Thanos wearing the black t-shirt with the white skull on it. Of, like, the Punisher shirt.
Right, that's amazing. Alright, so Shadow Shot is off. So now we can actually start moving forward here.
Cool. Marvel goes really big on its Elseworld stories.
So I've noticed.
On its what if.
Oh, again, already?
Yeah, let's do it.
These guys have a pretty fast chain, it seems.
Hello, big brother.
Mer, don't you find that to be a little awkward?
Is it?
I mean, you're a dragon, correct? And if I'm right, you're also far older than I am.
That's correct. So, should I be your big sister?
Well, that doesn't seem right either. You look so much younger than I do, that would be odd.
I am very old. Perhaps mother? I don't like grandmother.
Let's not dwell on this. Sister will be fine.
I love that his eyes are closed for this
Yeah.
one. Poor Mur.
Well, did you have something you wanted to ask me?
I did. You see, brother, I have a favor to ask you.
Yes?
In the forest, I was always with my father. Even when I slept, he was there, watching over me.
Yes?
So, brother, would you stay with me at night and watch over me?
No! Mur, I understand your insecurity, but this simply is not acceptable. Especially when we're on the march. Oh, don't look so sad. When you see Erica next, why don't you ask her? I'm sure she will agree. If you and I are brother and sister, then surely you and she are sisters too. How does that sound?
Yes, I'll do that. Thank you, brother.
Aw.
I appreciate that Ephraim is, like tactful enough to understand, hey, this is a little bit awkward. But I appreciate the whole, like, you know what, I understand, I get it.
I feel like
I'm just gonna set the boundary here.
I feel like this is one of the few times that Fire Emblem actually talks about how weird Maneki are.
Yeah, kinda. Like, I think they also addressed that with Tiki at one point, but,
Yeah.
like, not quite as much, but because, like, you know, Shadow Dragon, as we've expressed, is not quite as profound in its writing. Okay, so I don't know if this Gorgon is gonna move, is the problem, now that Shadow Shot's off the picture, and she's got a stone spell.
Okay.
I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to get this rune sword without,
I mean, we got one of them already.
Yeah,
So that's pretty
I
good.
am more than willing to kind of just, like, let this one come to us.
Okay.
And I think, we can do that by having Loot take it, here.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of just want to, like, inch forward and, like, take these guys, like, one at a time here.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we can get that rune sword out of the way, then one of these guys can come in with a ranged weapon here and take out this guy and the guy with the bow.
Yeah, so that'll be next turn.
And that'll keep us out of range of the Gorgon with the stone in case she decides to do any shenanigans.
Okay, we should start bringing Vanessa around.
Agreed.
Bring her around town.
And then you do this. And this.
And this
and this,
and
and this,
that,
and that, and this, and that, and then...
It's a giraffe.
Can we express the fact that, like, even after all these years, SpongeBob is still so unbelievably quotable?
It is. It's probably one of the most quotable shows that's ever existed.
Absolutely. Yeah, we were talking about cartoons earlier, lest we forget how much of a, like, impact SpongeBob made in the public zeitgeist. Like, even with our generation now, like, we're making, like, so many memes at the entire show.
Yeah. We got our friend Bree for Christmas. We got her a set of there's that tabletop game called What Do You Meme?
Oh, yeah.
We got a set that's all SpongeBob.
Oh, that's great.
So, like, it's just pictures from SpongeBob, and then, like, it kind of works like Cards Against Humanity, where each person then plays, like, a description for like what would make a good meme using that picture.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And they were both like, it's just there's so many different SpongeBob picture meme formats. There's you got Squidward looking out the window at SpongeBob and Patrick. You got Squidward like waking up with a close up on his eyes.
What are those Neanderthals doing? Can't they see I'm busy spoiling myself?
You got imagination.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And then, like, the cards will say things of, like, when you've just missed the last bus from rock bottom and stuff like that.
One thing I actually find interesting is how, like, as kids, we did not like Squidward as a character because he gave SpongeBob such a hard time. Growing up, we get it.
Yeah, it's
we kind of get it.
A lot easier to empathize with Squidward.
Especially in the later seasons. Like, the dude gets shat on way too much, if you ask me.
I was listening to this one guy Allie works with, friend of hers.
Yeah.
He was saying, and he's I don't remember what exactly he has, but he's neurodivergent in some way. But he was saying he's always interpreted Squidward as being neurodivergent, which I found very interesting.
Huh.
Where he was like, oh, what if like Squidward just like, yeah, he hates being neighbors with them because he has a sound sensitivity issue.
You know what? I wouldn't put that entirely out of the question. I will admit that. Huh. I never thought of it that way. Okay, so I'm going to put Gilliam forward, just to like see if we can like bait this Gorgon.
Okay.
Because all she has is a stone at this point. As long as we stay out of the Cyclops range, we're good.
Okay.
And as for you, Skeleton, shine on. Emblem of Beginnings. No.
Nice.
Okay, like, continuing with more conversations here.
Yeah.
If you were to pick, again, I know we both don't like Engage all that much, but, if you were to pick characters to be, emblems, who would you pick and what would they do?
Okay, I'm trying to just run through because I never got the DLC, but I know they added Soren, Camilla, Hector,
Veronica. I believe that's it.
Robin?
Oh yeah, Robin and Crom, you're right.
They were like a twofer, right?
Yeah, they were like a pair, kind of like how the house leaders are a single one as well.
I don't know what she would do, but I think Azura would be a good one.
Oh, Azura would be really good, yeah.
I don't know the moveset entirely.
Mm-hmm. Like, I would not be entirely against the idea of Azura maybe, having a dance, like, feature is, like, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, maybe, like, a buffing dance, where, like, oh, you know what? Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Here's a good way to do it. Kind of in the same vein as the Herons from Radiant Dawn. She could, like, her power would be able to Galder, or, like, not Galder, but, like, dance surrounding people.
Yeah.
Like, something like that.
Maybe something that, like, yeah. And if you don't want to do, like, reinvigorating everybody, you can maybe do something where it, like, gives them all, like, another movement, but they can't attack or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Like, the emblem powers are pretty darn powerful, so I don't really see it, like, entirely out of the question to just give everyone another action.
I mean, that's like Violet's one engage move, is to do the dance.
Oh, yeah, he does do that. Never mind, actually, like, since he already has that, like, it makes sense that, like, Azura may not do the same thing. Then again, Aelgard's single, like, you know, flame power is basically just better than Roy's entire thing, which, you know, is a bit of a shame, but, you know, what are you gonna do? I think Erica can handle this Cyclops.
Oh, I forgot they did them, too. Aelgard, Claude, and Dimitri were a group.
Yep.
A group emblem. Who else?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I am a little disappointed that, like, they kind of gave the shaft to Alm. Like, Alm isn't an emblem.
Oh, yeah.
So what would Alm do?
I don't remember using him enough.
Really?
I can't think of what, like, specific... I mean, obviously I used them a lot when I played Shadows of Valencia.
Well, that's what I mean.
But I don't remember
the specifics of his,
what
like...
he did and what he was good at.
He was a pretty generic, like, admittedly a pretty generic, like, unit for a lord. He had a big sword, he had a bow, he did the thing, and the thing is usually hitting people really hard.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if, like, he had, more of, like... Okay, here's an interesting, like, idea, right? You know how they made Leaf a more, like, Master Knight type thing?
Yeah.
Where, like, he would have, like, access to multiple weapons, he could switch on the fly to, like, utilize the weapon triangle and everything? Maybe give Alm what Leaf did in the original Thracia 776, where he had, like, a charisma type thing, where, like, just standing around, and if you engage with Alm, like, the heroic inspiration would basically buff everyone around you.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that as, like, a group buff.
We are coming to the end of this tower. What a ride this has been.
For, like, smaller things, you could give him something like the wind sweep ability that he has in Heroes.
Oh, yeah, where, like, you could basically, like, prevent the enemy from really, like, being able to react based on your speed.
Yeah.
They kind of do that a little bit with, Lyn, but Lyn's more, like, speed taker. Which, by the way, is one of the most busted abilities in Engage. I'm just gonna say that right now.
I do think it's really funny how Lyn has become, like, an archer more than a swordswoman.
I kind of find that interesting, too.
Extended material?
Yeah, I kind of find that interesting, too, given the context. Like, I don't agree with it, but it's like, you know, hey, like, every other freaking, like, lord has, swords.
Yeah.
We might as well differentiate someone with a bow. And it makes sense, like... She gets bow as her secondary. It's very emphasized in Heroes, so I'm willing to accept it.
And doesn't Ike Emblem, don't you get the axe instead of the sword?
You get the sword initially. He does eventually get Rognell when you level him up.
Okay.
But yeah, he does start with, the hammer, and, eventually that becomes Irvon, and then, after that, he gets Rognell.
Makes sense.
Yeah, which is actually kind of cool, because, like, with Hector, right? Hector actually starts with the Wolf Bale. And eventually he gets arm odds.
That's cool.
But he also gets access to the Rune Sword, shockingly enough.
Okay.
Because that is a thing you can do, is that, like, you know, he does
he
eventually
swords.
get, like, access to swords.
Man,
these things are tanky as hell.
If we had another Tellius one, I think it would be really interesting to have the Black Knight.
Ooh, that would be so cool.
Like, I'm picturing, like, one that, like, for his engage ability, you use it to, like, prevent damage on the guy who's equipped it with it, where he gives you a, just blessed armor.
Oh, yeah, blessed armor?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a straight up, like, oh, you don't take anything. And maybe for, like, the trigger, like, engage, like, attack, it would be Eclipse.
Yeah. And then his weapon could be Alendite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I imagine, like, he could start with, like, oh, you know what would be cool? What if, because obviously Alendite is, like, his ultimate weapon, so, like, you know, maybe not, like, start with that immediately when you, like, don't have as much engage. What if his beginning weapon was Etard?
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
I would get it. I understand that reference.
But yeah, like, I imagine he would start with Etard, and then eventually he would get access to Alendite.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, if I were to pick an engage unit, again, this is completely out of the gate, like, random ass, like, okay, who would ever pick this as an engage, like, unit? Imagine if Legion was an engage, was an emblem.
That's silly, but okay.
And and the ability was that you make copies of yourself.
Yeah, that could be neat.
Which I guess they kind of do with Lyn anyway, so you know what? Maybe not entirely. I think it's kind of funny how they replicate Lyn's whole, like, afterimage thing by just letting her make straight-up clones.
Yeah.
I always found that kind of... It was a weird choice, but I get it.
I guess that's the difference between Lyn and Emblem Lyn. Like, these are, like... These characters, like, ascended to kind of a magical force.
That is true. Who do we want to give this last kill to?
We can give it to Lute.
Yeah, Lute hasn't had much action, and she can just kill this guy outright, so... Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, guys. Finally, the end of the Tower of Valni.
Wow, that was
That was a lot.
That was 2 hours and 40 minutes on these 4 floors alone.
Yeah, because, like, the first 4 floors are not that hard. This is where things get a little bit more complicated. But we did it!
Yep.
Whew!
Yeah, it wasn't really hard, just had to take our time.
There was a lot to do. And again, we're cautious. We don't want to, like, overextend. Congratulations! We did it! Oh yeah, there's like a record here. Oh goodness. I forgot this was a thing. Oh yeah, and there's like a whole like record keeping thing. So we took 4 hours and 30 minutes clearing this on 89 turns.
Wow.
Whew, okay. Well, everybody, thank you for joining us for the very, very long trek through the Tower of Valni on Let's Play Fire Emblem Sacred Stones. I'm the Green Scorpion.
I'm the ComicFoil.
Next time, assuming we don't run into any accidental blockades or something, I don't think we will, we're going to continue the story in Chapter 19.
Yeah, we got some much-needed levels, a few good pieces of equipment, so that'll help us a lot.
Yeah, and we're going to go on a bit of a shopping spree before the next chapter to make sure that we're well prepared. So, I'm the Green Scorpion.
I'm the ComicFoil.
See you guys next time.
We did our names twice.
Oh yeah, we did. I'm tired.
That's...
This was a lot.
Yeah, so that's...
And that was with a break. Can you imagine if we did this in one sitting?
Once for the first 4 floors, and then again for the second 4.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Were you going to say something?
Not really.
Okay, never mind.